Nation? How you guys doing today? Hope you're having an amazing day. Guys, we're going to dive into more NF Journey. So the next one we're diving into, which is cleverly worded for his the album we're diving into right now, Therapy Session. So last one I did was for Intro 2, which I believe was like the first song in this album, and it was insane. And we get a little bit more of a different side of NF. He's more angry now. We might be getting a little bit more into some deeper stuff, because as you can see by the screen, when I bring it up, it's going to say the following images and or content may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. So, with that being said, I have a very sensitive stomach. I do not handle certain uncomfortable, gory, whatever situations you want to call them well. So if something in here gets a little bit too uncomfortable for me, I might have to close my eyes. I will still pay attention to the song, but I might have to close my eyes because I do not want to have to, stop the recording for any obvious reasons because I have a weak stomach, which is annoying. I hate it, but I am who I am. So I just want to let you guys know that in advance, just in case you see me close my eyes. It might be because of that reason. But I will still pay attention to the lyrics. I will still make sure I'm doing a proper breakdown like I always do. So I give you guys the best viewing experience as possible. So let's go and dive into this. Let's go. I'm excited. I'm excited for some more NF. I don't know what that accent was. I don't even know if it was an accent. But anyways, okay. Let's do this. NF, what y'all got for us? Let's do this. Yeah. All right. I'm very curious to see what this is going to be all about. This could get very, very interesting very quickly. So let's go. Is that NF or is that supposed to be like baby NF? Okay, yes, it is baby NF. Ooh.
Yeah, I got upstate like a month ago. I was talking to fans and one of them pulled me aside and said we never met, but I swear that you know who I am. I've been through a lot. I don't know how to express it to people. Don't think that I can, but I got that mansion CD on rotation. That's real for me, Nate. You do not understand. It's crazy for me. Kids hit me up, say they slitting their wrists on the daily. This music is more than you think. Don't book me for just entertainment. It's entertaining. Hearing these parents, they telling their kids my music is violent. You gotta be kidding me. I guess that your definition of violence in mine is something that we look at differently. How do you pick?
Okay. So real quick, since we're about a minute in already, I'll go back here in a second. Let's go back one right now. So this is going to be very much of a self-inflicting type of, or almost like maybe even, might even dive into a little bit of the whole idea of like suicide type of, video here, where, NF is basically saying, I have these kids, literally kids, and you can even see him depicting that in that kid in front of the bed that he's sitting next to. He's having these kids, we're talking kids, guys, coming up to him saying, I've been listening to your music, and like the way you rap, I feel like you're basically talking and basically understanding my own story. And it's because his way of saying that is basically saying, I feel like you understand my own story because I'm relating to you. So it's like your story is almost like you're basically rapping about what I'm going through also. And I've even said that in videos for myself too, where I feel like even someone like me who doesn't even have it that bad, like I even relate to him. I relate to the depression that he's gone through, about the self-doubt, about, trying to be a perfectionist with your music and feeling like your music is the only thing you have. I've gone through that before. And I relate to him in that way. Whereas other people relating to him in terms of like the idea of him maybe coming from a rough family. And like him saying like, like the idea of like parents saying like, what was it he said? Oh, I know what it was. It was saying, parents saying, his music is violent and like it's not good for the kids to listen to. When it's like, his lyrics are not violent. His lyrics are him being angry at society and being angry about the shit that he's been through. That is what he's rapping about. And because the problem is the parents hear loud, screaming, like angry vocals and they assume that's just him being violent. And he's rapping about violent stuff. And that's the biggest huge misconception that like these parents will have. Parents 9 times out of 10, unless if you grew up with rap in your life, or your parents I should say grew up with like rap in their life, they're going to hate rap music. It's just that's what they're gonna do. They hear rap and they just assume they don't even listen to like the lyrics are saying. They don't listen to the meaning or anything like that. They just hear that rap beat and they assume, oh, it's terrible. No, it's not good for my kids. That's just violence. It's drugs. Blah blah. Some songs do have violence and drugs in them. Yes, but like for someone like NF, parents should be wanting their kids to listen to NF because he doesn't curse. He has a great message, and he's basically just telling his story, allowing people like us to relate to him. But it breaks my heart that kids are coming up to him saying they relate to him. This is kids. Kids should not be in that situation where they're so, like, they doubt themselves so much and they come from such crappy families that they're having to slice their own wrists. That is so not okay. Parents, do better. It's just, you chose this life. Okay? These kids were not born into the world by choice. You chose to give them life. So why not give them the life they deserve? I'm already getting into it. I'm only 47 seconds of the song. This is something I'm so passionate about because I've had so many friends in my life that have been like this and tell me about their stories. And like, I wish I could be good. I wish I knew who NF was back in that time period because I could have introduced them to NF and it might have been that thing that saved them. Not necessarily that any of them actually like committed suicide, but like it might have been that saving grace that they might need to hear what he had to say that would have maybe, got them back on the right track. And, but yeah, anyways, sorry, very long spiel there, and we're only 47 seconds in. I'll try not to talk as much the next pauses, but yeah, let's keep going. Okay.
Entertaining, hearing these parents, they telling their kids my music is violent, you gotta be kidding me. I guess that your definition of violence in mine is something that we look at differently. How do you picture me? I want me to smile, you want me to laugh, you want me to walk in the stage
wow,
with a smile
that's
on my
clever.
face when I'm mad.
That's clever. They have like the posers being like the parents, but he like put a smiley face on them, like they're the problem. Like you're telling me to smile, but you're the problem for your kids. So we're gonna put a fake smile on you because you're the issue, not me. Wow, clever. Okay.
Violence in mind is something that we look at differently. How do you picture me? I want me to smile, you want me to laugh, you want me to walk in the stage with a smile on my face when I'm mad and put on a mask for real. I mean, what
yes.
You expect from me? I'm trying to do this respectfully. They say that life is a race. I knew my problems would probably catch up eventually. I do my best to be calm. How you gonna write me and tell me you slaughter my family? That's just a glimpse of the stuff that.
That's not okay. That's the kind of stuff that makes me so mad. Like when you get these people that come out here telling people like sending death threats and whatnot because you don't believe in their message or you don't believe in like what they're like. It's like you even see that in like sports history. Like you see people these sports players, they're just people playing sports that get death threats because the team lost or something like that, or because like they said something that was controversial and they don't like that, and they send people death threats. What is wrong with people? That's not okay. Even if you think it's funny or you're joking, or not saying that to you guys, but like even if that person thinks that's funny or they're just joking around and they're just angry in the moment, that's why you think before you speak and think before you do something, because actions speak louder than words. And honestly, sometimes I think it's the opposite. I meant to say that was the saying. The saying is that actions speak louder than words, but sometimes words cut deeper because we are in this new era now where we have social media. So it's so easy for all these bullies and people that are like deemed haters to hide behind the screen, say all this shit, and talk crap. And then if they were trying to, if you put them in front of that person, though, I can guarantee you they're going to be cowards. They won't say a damn thing. But that's the problem with social media these days, is these bullies and like cyber bullies and stuff like that, they can easily hide behind the screen, say all they want, and like just type up a storm. But if they try to if you put that person in front of somebody that they're saying that to, they will not say it because they are cowards, and that's why they're hiding behind the screen. And it's just so messed up. It really is. And that's the stuff that makes me mad. Also, I was going to say, if you go back here, oh, wait, you might be able to kind of see here. You can see there's two NFs, so it's almost like this is NF the rapper, and this is NF over here, like the therapist, like listening to what NF has to say. Really cool, very clever. Because he's almost like implementing the idea that he's his own therapist, because he's basically getting, it's almost like he's getting this off his chest, but he feels like nobody's actually like really listening except for us fans. It's interesting. It's kind of cool. Definitely an interesting way of conveying the idea of therapy, if you will. Kind of cool. All right, let's keep going.
They say that life is a race. I knew my problems would probably catch up eventually. I do my best to be calm. How you gonna write me and tell me you slaughter my family? That's just a glimpse of the stuff that gets said to me. These are the parts of my life that I'll never see. I am aware it's aggressive. I am not here for acceptance. I don't know what you expected, but what you expect when you walk in a therapy session.
Dang. Ooh.
And told me her life's full of drama. Said her dad is abusive, apparently he likes to beat on her mama. I got so angry inside, I wanted to tell her to give me his number. But what you gonna do with it, right? You gonna hit him up, then he'll start hitting her harder, that's real. These kids, they...
So true, right there. One of those things where it's like, especially when it comes to like abusive relationships, it's so hard to get out of those. And I feel like it's so much worse when it comes to the idea of the male going after the female, because the female feels like, oh, if I say something, if I call the police, excuse me, the police are going to maybe come and handle the situation in the moment, but that just means, though, that he's going to know that she said something, and then he's just going to beat her even harder, because 9 times out of 10, usually the police do not arrest the guy that's the abusive one, because these abusive guys are clever. They know how to talk it up like, oh, it's nothing at all, blah, blah, and the police will just go inside the guy, and then the guy just ends up beating her even harder. And it sucks, because I wish that females had that outing to get out of that abusive relationship, but they know that if they try to get out, things are going to just get worse, and it sucks. And for them, and it's even worse when you have a child witnessing that between their parents, and you can't do anything because you're like 10 years old, and like, what are you gonna do? Try to get in the way of your parents? No, your dad could miss your mom and strike the kid instead. So it sucks that it's one of those things where I think that we really have to have a better understanding of this and really talk about this more with kids, and like have like times where like we used to do this all the time in school. We used to have like these like gatherings or whatnot in the gym, and somebody would come and talk to us about this kind of stuff. We need to have people do this more often for schools with kids. Have the kids be sat down, talk to them about, this is, if you're going through this or that or blah, 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 this is how you can get help and whatnot. And they can basically be a support system for those kids. I think schools need to really, really dive into that more. And I think it would help maybe a lot more kids out there that go through the struggle of abusive parents, whether it's on the mom or the kid or whatever the situation is. But yeah, that's just, and it's, like I said, it's like NF said, like, okay, cool, I can call up her parents or call up her dad and say something, but like you said, and then the mom's just going to get beaten even worse. So it's like there's really no out, and it sucks. I wish that we need to do better. We really do. But yeah, okay, let's see. Did I go back one? I think I did. I can't remember. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, okay.
You gonna do with it, right? You gonna hit them up, then they'll start hitting her harder, that's real. These kids, they come to my shows with tears in their eyes. Imagine someone looking at you and saying your music's the reason that they're alive. Sometimes I don't know how to handle it. This type of life isn't glamorous. This ain't an act for the cameras. You see me walk on these stages, but have no idea what I'm dealing with after. And I put it all in the open. This is the way that I cope with all my emotion. I'm taking pictures with thousands of people, but honestly, I feel like nobody knows me. I'm trying to deal with the pressure. I'm trying to deal with the pressure. How you gonna tell me my music does not have a message when I'm looking out at this crowd full of people I know are affected?
Damn, that's deep.
I know I should let them go. Let me jot it down. Let me take a mental note.
All right, sorry. One sec. Just one thing I forgot to comment on. Especially during the chorus there, I love that like chanty, like almost like a choir type of like a chorus that he had with the therapy session or whatever he was doing. I love that, and then also just the entire backbeat, like the instead of like the orchestra type stuff he usually does, it's like a choir in the background. I just realized that. That's really cool. It's interesting to see him mix it up here from that usual like choir. Or, usual like I just said the word. I'm blanking on what I just said. The usual orchestra. There we go. The normal like orchestra type beats to one with like chants this time, like a choir chant. It's really cool. I just wanted to say that real quick. I meant to mention that before.
I should let him go. Let me jot it down. Let me take a mental note. I'll put it all on this microphone. Think about that for a minute. What is the point of this song I'm just venting? But what you expect from a therapy session?
Dang.
That doesn't worry me. I know I handle some things immaturely. I know that I need to grow in maturity. I ain't gonna walk on these stages in front of these people and act like I live my life perfectly. That doesn't work for me. Christian is not the definition of what perfect means.
Ooh, that is deep. That is deep. Because there's this almost not all the time, but I feel like there's this this ideology that like being a Christian means that, oh, you believe in God, so you basically follow the Bible and everything is perfect for your life because of, this and that. You follow the 10 Commandments, you don't break any of those and whatnot, because if you do that, you think you're going to get sent to hell. All this not like niche kind of stuff. And really the truth is, no, even as a Christian, you can be imperfect. You can have your doubts, or you can have your failures. You can have your moments. And that is why we have a God. That's why Christians believe in God. That's why Catholics believe in God, because we pray to God for forgiveness when we mess up. And we're not perfect by any means. Nobody in the world is perfect, no matter what your religion is, no matter what your beliefs are, no matter what kind of family you come from. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, from the middle class, whatever. We all have our imperfections. And it's the way we handle them is the way that we deal with them. It's all about mindset. It's all about the way we think and the way we handle things like that, And and yes, some people go the feel sorry for me route. Some people choose to fight against it, and and like I said, everybody I think has that mindset of like, I want to be perfect. I don't want to have any flaws and blah blah. Or if I have any flaws, I will never find true love. Nobody will ever accept me. Embrace your flaws, because your flaws are what makes you special. It makes you different. Makes you who you are. You can see my flaws. I can't hide my flaws. I mean, I have small hands. I have tiny feet. I have a small body. That's not something I can hide. But instead of sitting around saying, "Oh, I feel sorry," please feel sorry for me. Still feel sorry for me because I'm short. Instead of saying that, I embrace it. And I find the good within that. It's all about the way you look at it. And I know it's harder than it is to say. It's harder to say that and do it than it is to hear somebody say it and tell you to do it. If that made sense. I think that made sense. Basically, what I was trying to say is, it's harder to do something when somebody tells you to do it than when you can tell yourself to do it. And it all comes down to you. If you think it and you accept it for what it is, then you will do it, or it's more likely that you will do it. So yeah, like I said before, we're not perfect. We never probably will be, but we can try to work on those imperfections and embrace the flaws we have, because that's what makes us special. That's what makes us unique. But yeah, all right. This is I think this is honestly one of his most powerful tracks so far that I've reacted to. This is crazy.
I ain't the type to be quiet. I ain't gonna sit here in silence if I wouldn't say what I say to your face. And I promise you I wouldn't say it in private. I am not lying. People go off on my page and I'm trying to quit the replying, but this is ridiculous. I'm passionate, man. I really mean what I'm writing. You want me to keep it 100? Okay, I'll keep it
So
100.
true.
I see a whole lot of talking on socials, but honestly, I don't see nothing in public. I kinda love it, yeah. Why don't you write us some happy raps? That would be awesome. All of your music is moody and dark, nay. Don't get me started. You wanna know what it's like if you met me in person? Listen to my verses. This music is not just for people who sit in the pews and pray at the churches.
Dang. Wow. Yeah, that's huge, because This is NF is one of those rappers that you really don't see come around very often, if ever, really. He's saying here like this is not for the people that are sitting in pews and praying in churches. He's basically saying like they're back to again the ideology of the people that go to church and pray to God and whatnot. Those people, the Catholics, Christians, they have their God to go to, and they come from very a religious family where their parents are there for them. They go to a private school, they go to Catholic school, whatever. They have that better life, quote unquote, as is that assumption, and they're not like the people that go to public school, get bullied and deal with abusive parents, or parents that split up when they were young or anything like that. There's that assumption that if you're a Catholic or Christian, go to church and whatnot, you have a better life than those that aren't don't believe in something. And basically he's saying this music is for those people that don't have that belief. And of course he's Christian too, so he obviously is. He's not really necessarily saying that I don't have that, but he's saying that it's interesting. It's interesting he says that because he is Christian, so it's interesting that he's saying that his music is not for those types of people, because you would think that he would be the type of person to do that, to like go to church and whatnot and pray to God. So it's an interesting line that he used that there. But I mean, the idea is though him saying that is basically saying the music I give to you guys is not for those who come from a good family, who come from non-abusive families, who have it all great and whatever you want to say. His music is for those who are struggling, for those who have depression, or having suicidal thoughts and all that stuff. That's what his music is for, not for the people that want the happy music and blah, 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 like he was saying. Like, why don't you write some happy music? Because that's not what he's here for. He's here to tell his story and inspire people and show people you are not alone. I'm going through the same shit you're going through. And that's why, and it's not that he doesn't have happy raps. His raps just hit deeper than beyond what people are expecting from him, and the true fans will know what he's really here for, and that's kind of like it's hopefully what he's going to get at here as we keep going. All right, so let me go back one. Yeah, we'll go back one just in case. Okay.
Listen to my verses. This music is not just for people who sit in the pews and pray at the churches. Nah, I've been rejected. I don't expect everyone to respect it. I don't expect you to get my perspective, but what you expect from the therapy session.
I mean, I think sometimes people, they confuse what I'm doing. I write about life. I write about things that I'm actually dealing with.
Yeah.
Something that I'm actually experiencing. This is real for me. Like, this is something that personally helps me as well. I'm not confused about who gave me the gift. God gave me the gift, and he gave me the ability to do this, and he also gave me this as an outlet. And that's what music is for me. When I feel something, whether it's anger, it's a passion about something, a frustration, like, this is where I go. That's the whole NF real music thing, man. This is real for me. I need this. This is a therapy for me.
Wow, that's deep. I love this like crackling sound of like an old record player. That's really cool. Yeah. Dang, I think he summed up exactly what I was about to say here to finish up this video, actually. Alright, so let's come talk about this. So, I might kind of steal his words a little bit in terms of summing up what, he's really getting at here. The idea is really, his music is like a therapy session, for him. It's like, it's like his way of getting out what he would say to a therapist. He's using that in terms of music. And he's basically it's almost like he's implementing the idea of being a therapist for all of us, because he's basically saying everything that, people that are struggling and going through the same stuff as him want to say, but they don't know how to convey it. So it's almost like he's being a voice for all those people that struggle with depression or have anxiety or, this or that, or coming from abusive families. He's basically saying, hey, look, I'm giving you guys a voice because I know what you guys are going through, because I'm going through it the same way. And it's like him going to shows and seeing that he was right, that people would be able to relate to his music. He's like, wow, this is crazy. That makes me so angry, and I want to stand up for these kids, but I kind of have to realize this is not about me trying to, not taking action to help these kids, but to just keep telling the stories, keep talking about myself and what I'm going through, so it gives them an outlet, it gives them something to relate to, so they don't feel like they're alone. And that's, I think, the biggest thing here, is appropriately titling this therapy session. Basically, his music is a therapy session. He's basically giving us the ability to go listen to his music, and he basically gives us a voice and says what we all would like to say, but we don't know how to, or they don't want to. There's plenty of people out there who don't want to go seek therapy, and they just don't think it's going to be it's a waste of their time, or it's just not going to do anything, And like I said in my past video, intro too, seek therapy when you can, because it actually will help you. I did it for myself. I can talk to that. It helped me more than I ever thought it would. I would never in my wildest dreams ever think about going to therapy. And me doing that, it helped me more than I ever could imagine. It's the reason why I'm still here today. It's the reason why I'm making videos for you guys, and why I ended up making music and following my passions, because of that moment there. Because I was down deeper than I've ever been in my life, and that guy I talked to, basically brought me out of that misery and that moment of just completely feeling lost. So yeah, like I said, in a way, NF has given us a voice. He is talking on our behalf. He is our outlet to therapy, and that is so much more powerful than I think I could ever imagine him going. And I'm very curious to see what else we're gonna have coming from him, because this is some deep stuff. This is stuff we need. This is something that we need to focus on more. We need to bring it up in schools more. We need to bring it up to not only kids that are going through it, but kids that don't have to go through it, because then those kids can support those kids, other kids that are going through this shit. We need to have that understanding at a young age. And people don't want to do that. They don't want there's parents that don't want to expose their kids to that, but they need to know. They need to know this is real. This stuff is happening in life. They cannot live in their perfect little bubble where everything is happiness and whatnot, like he was mentioning. You gotta be exposed to this stuff, and it's important to be exposed to this to our kids at a young age. Yes, it can be uncomfortable. Maybe it's not a great topic, but it's better to expose them at a young age than to find out when they are going through what NF is going through at an older age, and they are doing things that he's mentioning, like cutting or crying and stuff like that. We don't want that for people. We want them to expose them at a young age, so that by the time they get to adulthood, they know and have the help they need if necessary. That's what I think is the best thing, I think, for us to try to do. But then again, I can't really do that. I'm not really here to change the world. The only thing I can do really here is, accept and see the message NF has, and, hopefully we can work together to help those that we know in our lives that could use that help. But anyways, this is basically a 30-minute video at this point, so let's go ahead and wrap this up, because you guys are probably like, Tyler, stop talking, let's just get to the point. Okay, let's move on. Okay, guys, that was my reaction to NF's therapy session. Next one, let's see what we're going to dive into next. I'm curious. Let's see, the next one we're diving into is I Just Want to Know. Oh, I think you guys talked to me about that one. I think that one is one that you guys said was a really, really deep one, I think, if I remember correctly. Okay. This is going to be very deep stuff, I think, coming out from here on out, I think, with NF, so buckle in your seatbelts. It's going to be a good journey. Besides that, guys, don't forget to subscribe, make sure you click on that bell notification to be alerted whenever I start a new group, a new artist, a new band on my channel. Besides that, you guys are awesome. I love you guys, and as always, bye!